Fantastic, my guy. How you doing? How you
Hey,
doing?
hey, man. We outside here. We're under the weather a little bit, but before we get into this episode, right? Because we have so much to talk about. This episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Harley, I'll take it on myself.
Bet.
Pause.
Oh,
With NFL playoffs right around the corner and the NBA season in full swing, Bet Online has you covered up with all the up to second odds, news, and scores. With additional odds, lines, trends, and info on both desktop and mobile, you can access the world's best wagering information anytime. Head there today, get into the action, and see all the updated odds. Remember to use our promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online when the game starts, man. I uh-oh. You hear that?
mm,
There's a swarm coming.
mm.
There's a fucking swarm coming. Let's go to the playoffs. Harley, Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, 7:15 tomorrow. Win and you're in. Loser, their season comes to an end. How are you feeling, my guy?
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm feeling absolutely excited. I am ecstatic. I am enthused.
Mm,
And we're ready, man. We're ready. We're ready. The Colts ready too. It's
yep.
gonna be a dogfight. I
There
can't
has been
wait.
a lot of trash talk between both fan bases yesterday and today. It does not feel like a regular season game anymore.
Oh, it's not.
It feels like the playoffs just started, and that's exactly what you wanted. And man, I have a feeling tomorrow we are gonna see. We've already seen it this year, but I think we're gonna see Coleridge Bernard Stroud of the fifth
Mm.
turn it up another notch.
Yeah, I do believe that too. You know, I was on the spaces the other day, maybe yesterday or 2 days ago, and forgot the guy's name now. It's escaped. Oh, Corey.
Okay.
He was basically putting it down as this is C.J. Stroud's game,
Yeah.
and like plain and simple, like in its most simplistic terms, he's absolutely right. This is why you drafted him at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, have the expectations have gone high? Absolutely. Is the
Absolutely.
weight of the whole franchise on his shoulders? Absolutely. You're the quarterback picked at number 2. You're a
Mm.
top 5 pick. And we absolutely expect greatness to happen tomorrow
Ooh.
against the Indianapolis Colts. That's what we expect. And there's nothing less expected from CJ Stroud. There's no rookie guy. No, this is week
Mm-mm.
18. And no, this isn't week 18. You said it already. This is playoffs. This is playoff atmosphere. You're on the road, and you're probably going to be on the road for the majority of this playoffs, for maybe your entire playoffs,
Mm.
however short or however long. CJ Stroud is that dude, and we're going to ride with 7.
Ooh. I have the injury report for the Houston Texans. Let me go ahead and give it to you. Um, Wide receiver Noah Brown and Jonathan Grenard are out tomorrow. Questionable, but expected to play. Robert Woods, Will Anderson Jr., Andrew Beck, Malik Collins, Sheldon Rankins, and Lermington. So, Harley, how do you feel about not having Jonathan Grenard and Noah Brown tomorrow?
It's tough more so, is it more so Noah Brown?
Mm,
Just because of lack of offensive weapons you have for CJ Stroud. Now, I get it. At the end of the day, there's no excuses. And you're going to hear that a lot from me in tonight's live stream. Like,
mm-hmm.
there's no excuses.
No.
It is what it is. You know what's at stake. They know what's at stake. They mentioned it last week. All right. D'Amico mentioned it to the team. They know what's at stake. So Noah Brown being out, yeah, does it hurt? Absolutely. John Mechie, Xavier Hutchinson, guess what, bud? Y'all got to step up.
Have to.
Step up to the plate. Come on now. Give me that John Singleton walk for the Houston Astros.
Mm,
That led to Jose Altuve's, essentially game-winning home run on the road. Like y'all, they got to make big plays.
mm-hmm.
There's no more hand holding these guys. Nuh-uh. John Mechie, you better run your goddamn routes correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Hutchinson, you better do your thing and make some big ass plays because we're gonna be relying on them, as well as Nico Collins and
Mm,
Devin Singletary
mm.
and Dalton Schultz and Brevin Jordan. Like these guys, everyone's gonna be relied upon, and maybe Nico Collins and Devin Singletary. Hey, Your plate just got bigger. Hey, y'all better start eating. I
Mm.
mean, start bulking up because this game means everything to you, man. This is the game. This is it. So if he can't beat Minshew, then come on, man. I mean, if CJ Stroud can't beat Gardner Minshew, I just what I said. I had a video that just came out, the preview, game preview. Minshew, he is who we thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. Shout out to my boy Neftali, all the way back, elementary school friend there, by the way. Ooh, sheesh, way back there. Oh wow, I didn't expect to see that. You know, he is what we thought they were. You know, that the old what's his name, former Cardinals head coach way back in the day. That famous quote.
We
They
are
are
who
who
we thought they were.
exactly. Like that's what Gardner Minshew will end up being.
Mm.
You know, that clock's gonna strike midnight, and that pumpkin's gonna come out. Them rats gonna come out. That's what Gardner Minshew gonna end up being. You cannot let him gain confidence. You cannot let him get a rhythm going. You can't let him do that.
I mean, this is also one of the biggest games that Gardner Minshew's played in his 4 to 5 year NFL career.
Yes.
If everyone is questioning CJ Stroud, then I don't know what the hell we're doing and not questioning Gardner Minshew. This is a guy who, when the lights are on, he doesn't rise up to the occasion. Can Gardner Minshew win you a football game? No. Can he lose you a football game? Absolutely. The Colts are not playing good football right now, man. They just got routed by the Atlanta Falcons 29-10 last week. And then this game against the Raiders, up 14-3, let them come back. I mean, the Raiders almost stole one.
Yeah,
and I look at the Houston Texans, and this game against the Titans really gave me confidence because when CJ Stroud came back, it was, if you don't blow these guys out, then you failed. And it wasn't just the offense being easy. It was the defense that really made me think no one is going to want to play us in the postseason. Even though Jonathan Grenard's, not there, Will Anderson Jr. is coming into his own. Derek Barnett, 1.5 sacks last week, 5 total pressures, in his time here with Houston. I don't think has ever done that with the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to Nick Caserio for bringing in Derek Barnett. He's been a great addition, and he gets the start on Saturday. But Gardner Minshew, man, doesn't scare me. It is going to come down to the Houston Texans defense versus Jonathan Taylor and Trey Sermon.
Yeah, now that's the bigger challenge, because if you let the Colts have a run game against you, then you start to open it up a lot easier for Gardner Minshew. Short accuracy, medium accuracy is what he's good at. But the big plays are what's the Colts really good at with Gardner Minshew, is the big plays behind wide receiver Alec Pierce, who's been phenomenal for them, actually. They're, another white boy version of like Brandon Stokely, you could say, or whatever. Like Alec Pierce they just come off the tree apparently for the Colts. And Alec Pierce is a dynamic player for them. You can't take them. Hey, be serious. Like, we cannot take them lightly for any reason whatsoever. I see the national media everyone's picking the Texans. And I don't think it's that lopsided. I really don't. Sure, I'm going to pick my Texans to win, obviously, but I think they haven't seen any AFC South. Okay. I don't think any of the national media has seen a lot of AFC South football, and I think they're undervaluing what the Colts bring in this game. Remember, they're at home. Like, we are on the road. It makes a bigger challenge for the Texans, but I think they're all geared up and ready for this game.
100%. And when you go back and look at week 2, the main difference is Devin Singletary. Because your starting running back was Damian Pierce, and he did nothing.
No.
Devin Singletary, when he has over 100 yards, the Houston Texans are 3-0. The Indianapolis Colts run defense is not, it's okay. But Devin Singletary is averaging 5 yards a carry. The Indianapolis Colts, they have the 24th ranked secondary in the league. They play so much cover 3, and I think someone broke it down on Twitter, and that's exactly what CJ Stroud loves to dissect, is cover 3. And man, it's CJ, bro. Like, it's not fucking Brian Hoyer. It's not
No.
Brock Osweiler. It's not Deshaun Watson. It's CJ Stroud, who's shown you all the way back in week 2 that he can be a franchise guy, and he's kept it up this entire season. And I think, dude, we are gonna see the emergence. The Houston Texans are going to announce themselves to the NFL world on Saturday tomorrow, and it's gonna be because of number 7.
It's going to be because of him, and I'll say this: it'll be because of the tandem between him and head coach D'Amico Ryans.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said it constantly throughout the many episodes of the Believe in Texans podcast. Make sure you are tuned in anywhere where you stream all your podcasts and platforms. I've said it multiple times. The Houston Texans nailed it on the head this offseason and got the head coach and quarterback of the future. They absolutely nailed it. We had to see it into fruition. We had to see the results come on paper. We were there at training camp, but it don't mean anything. The field is when it matters. The eyeballs and the attentions and the views, that's when it matters. And on game day, it's been absolutely fantastic. Remember, these guys are just babies.
Mm-hmm.
These guys, they're just barely getting started on their rebuild, really. This is year 1 of D'Amico Ryans, and you are in a win-in scenario. You can potentially have 10 wins on the year. Nobody would have thought that the Houston Texans would be competing for a playoff spot, let alone have double-digit wins with year 1 D'Amico, rookie staff, rookie quarterback, rookie center. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not anymore. He's a guard right now. But, you get the premise.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that wasn't supposed to be here. And you could say the same thing about the
Yes.
Indianapolis Colts. They lost AR-15 in week 2. Jonathan Taylor, he gets banged up, and, they find themselves facing us tomorrow. Even though the national media has us, winning this game, the Colts fans, man, they are just giving no love to the Houston Texans. And that's just because of the history of what we've went through with them. Many times the Houston Texans have had an opportunity to win the big game against Indy, and they fall short. I mean, last year, dude, bro, last year you won the game, but that did you dirty. But hey, winning that game got you CJ Stroud. But I like how you brought up that other players need to step up, because this game tomorrow, like we said, is a playoff game. And in playoff games, we get to find out the ball players from just the regular guys.
Mm.
And if Nico Collins has a 100-yard game, if Devin Singletary has a 100-yard game, if Dalton Schultz is just a chain mover and he's just a reliable weapon for CJ Stroud, I mean, I think the Houston Texans have a roster where it is young, like you said, but they are ready to take the next step forward. Because every victory we have had, it's been someone stepping up. Nico, I mean, it's been that way all year. Dalton,
Yeah.
I mean, Singletary said 3-0 when he rushes for over 100 yards.
Great
The
stuff.
offensive line is where I look at this game. And I think the O-line is going to determine whether the Houston Texans win or lose. If you get a good running game going, if you keep CG Stroud upright, I don't see us taking an L tomorrow.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. This offensive line isn't the same offensive line that you had week 2 against the Indianapolis Colts. You had a rookie center in Jared Patterson who absolutely had his lunch
Mm-hmm.
just taken to him. I mean, he was going to lunch all day behind Grover Stewart, who was just annihilating Jared Patterson constantly throughout the game. Absolute disruptor. And look, I'm not saying Michael Dieter is any better, but he's a veteran. He knows the job. Drew Scruggs has performed at a really good level at the guard position. It's not a right tackle playing guard in Titus Howard. It's an actual guy that was a center guard combo in college football. Like, this O-line is better on paper compared to week 2, and I expect different results from them. I expect different results from the opposing side of the ball when it comes to our defensive line against their O-line. Will Anderson is a lot better, as you said. Derek Barnett, great pickup for them. Jerry Hughes, hey, man, going to need you again this week. All right? I know he tapped into some of that juice he had left over last week
Mm-hmm.
against the Tennessee Titans. But hey, bud, you're gonna have to take some more of this special stuff this week as well against the Indianapolis Colts, because I need him to show up as well too. I don't give a damn how old you are.
So Jonathan, shout out to you from Vancouver. Royal brings up a point. And if Will Anderson Jr. is on a snap count, we can't get him to get in rhythm. Do you think Will Anderson Jr. is going to be in a snap count tomorrow?
It's a great question. Obviously only had 12 snaps last week.
That's all he needed, really.
And yeah, that is all he needed. That offensive line is horrible. Now, the Colts offensive line is not like the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-mm.
This offensive line is very good. All right. This is a challenge for this defensive line. It's a challenge to this whole Texans defense. It's a challenge for DeMeco Ryans, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But to answer the question, I don't have an answer, but I feel like he wouldn't be on a snap count because, hey, this is winning you're in. Like, there's no excuses. Like, you got to go out there and play your ass off. Like, come on, let's get it on. Like, this is playoff football. It is what it is.
No, 100%. T says, I feel like Juice is the weakest link on the line, but I don't care. No, he has been having himself a very solid rookie year. You brought up DeMeco Ryans because it's also rookie head coach versus rookie head coach. Shane Steichman and DeMeco Ryans have both emerged as some of the best young coaches in the NFL, a bright future ahead of them. I was surprised DeMeco Ryans was not on the Coach of the Year conversation after a 9-win season, but it feels like Houston Texans lately, we've been getting disrespected. Derek Stingley snubbed from the Pro Bowl. CJ Stroud snubbed from starting in the Pro Bowl. And it's like the disrespect is still coming, even though it's coming just little by little. I'm nervous, Harley.
I am too. I feel you on that.
I don't want to get blown out.
No, that's always, isn't that like the 10% in the back of your mind? Like, man, I know some old Texans history.
Yep.
And it's not very good, and I know, like, hey, you can't think of the past Texans. This isn't the past Texans.
No.
This is the new Texans. DeMeco Ryans mentioned it. This is the 2023 Texans, the 2024 Texans. Like, this is who they are. They are a totally different team than where they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and so on and so forth. So nah, man, I can't. I just can't see the Houston Texans going out there. A DeMeco Ryans led team, I can't see them going out there and laying an egg.
Yeah, like the driver just said, let's believe this is our year. The time is now, like CJ said, the Mamba Kobe mentality. And I love how CJ Stroud is just locked in. And I love how he said, job's not finished. We've said it all year. CJ Stroud is not a rookie in the NFL. This is one of the best QBs. And just his mindset is just miles above than what you thought a rookie is going to be. But man, dude, it's like another big game is in front of this young Houston Texans team. I feel like every single week we've said this is potentially the biggest game of the season. This is potentially the biggest game of the season. Now it is. And if the Houston Texans rise to the occasion, then, we might have something here for the next 10 to 12 years.
Absolutely. And first of all, old Dougie P, thank you for watching, by the way. You're obviously a fan. We're flattered by that, okay? We're flattered that you're a Cowboys fan watching the Houston Texans, Believe in Texans. Again, Believe in Texans is where you can stream any of your podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple, Google. So, I do appreciate that a Cowboys fan is watching me because you know why? They're scared. They're scared of us. They know that this team has the capability of reaching heights that the Cowboys have not reached since the existence of the Houston Texans. So how about that? All right, the Dallas Cowboys have 0 Super Bowls, the same number of Super Bowls as the Houston Texans have since their existence. So eat on that. How about that, bud? Go ahead and subscribe to both YouTube channels and hit that like button. How about that, Dougie P? How about that?
You got me hyped there, man. Ronaldo said, either way, I'm about to put a ban on the Texans money line. Harley, you got hit with the what? The driver said, the thing we need to see is that Stroud doesn't collapse under pressure. He thrives on it, and 100% he's been that way his entire football career. Since the Texans been disrespected all day, use that as fuel, including CJ Stroud, been disrespected, smacked the crap out of the Colts. I mean, bro, there is so much trash talk between these two teams. You saw a guy make a song. Uh,
Man, that's kind of cringe, bro.
yeah. Now I don't want to play the video because I don't know.
No.
I
Helps me out.
shout out to you, buddy, for making that. Don't remember the past. Just know we're here now, and we are the real Texans fans. Dougie, shout out to you, man. I'll subscribe and like out of pity. Hey, thank you.
I'll take it.
Thank you. I will.
You're paying me.
Defense can't give up big plays. Yeah, no, 100%. It's gonna, I am worried about our safeties. Jalen Petrie has been batting coverage all year. Kareem Jackson, we didn't really get to see a lot of him against the Titans because the defense was just dominating them front the entire 4 quarters. The big plays, and the Colts are known for that. Against the Raiders, they had a 58-yarder to Alec Pierce for a tutty, a 50-yarder to their rookie wide receiver Josh Downs, a big 27-yard run by their backup running back Trey Sermon, and then Jonathan Taylor himself had 97 yards, 1 tutty. It's like both these offenses have playmakers, and if you do limit the big play, it's wraps.
It is, and I mentioned it already. Alec Pierce is one of those guys that has been the big playmaker for the Indianapolis Colts. He's averaging about 16 yards a catch, I think. I believe so. So, it is what it is. I mean, Gardner Minshew, he obviously knows how to make the big plays. Shane Steichen, credit to him. And that's where the chess match begins. Shane Steichen, I mentioned it just on Wednesday of our live stream. He outcoached D'Amico Ryans week 2. And granted, you're coaching up for Anthony Richardson, and then he gets hurt. The backup comes in. It's a little tough. I get it. I get that. But you can't let the Colts just go up and down the field on you, basically with a backup quarterback in Gardner Minshew. Granted, Gardner's one of the better backup quarterbacks, but regardless, that just can't happen. And it can't happen tomorrow either. I need D'Amico Ryans to step up. I need him to, play that chess game with Shane Steichen. Play along with it. Let's get it on. This is your time to shine too as a head coach.
Yeah.
He's got to know that Shane Steichen has had his number for a few years now, 3 years in a row, it seems like. Hey, Super Bowl appearance, Eagles, Niners. Shane Steichen did pretty good against Super Bowl, NFC Championship game. Shane Steichen did a pretty good number on that 49ers defense. So with all that being said, D'Amico Ryans knows what's at stake. Houston Texans knows what's at stake. And we have different players. Yes, the defense isn't the same as that Niners team, but our offense is not the same as that Niners team either. And I know the 49ers got a multitude of offensive weapons, but I'm going to ride with 7. That's just how I'm going to ride.
Joseph said, question for Harley. Do you think Bobby Slowick can not get out coached and get the job done for a Texans win?
That's a tough one. Bobby Slowick, I get it. A lot of fans are going to be hesitant when it comes to Bobby Slowick and the offensive play calling. And I've mentioned it on Wednesday. I definitely feel like Bobby Slowick is a good offensive coordinator. And I think we all know that he can be a good offensive coordinator. But there's lapses where you're like, all right, Bobby, why are we doing a double reverse to Xavier Hutchinson after you just threw 4 straight passes and you've been driving down the field and it kind of killed your drive? Or every once in a while, you know what? I feel like handing the ball off to Dameon Pierce, and it kills your drive. There's some plays where you go, okay, Bobby, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
Is he perfect? No, absolutely not. Is he going to be a head coach next year? No, I don't think so. Will he get interviews? Yes, because he's young, new wave, the offensive system, all that jazz. But I don't ultimately think he's going to be a head coach. I am worried, but hey, he knows what's at stake too. This team knows what is at stake. We are going to continue to say it over and over and over. It's not just D'Amico and CJ. Every single one of y'all, every person that is on that 53-man roster, everyone that is on that field, the coaching staff included, like they all know this is it, man. This is the game for you to get in the damn playoffs. Y'all gambled and bet on yourselves from the draft all the way back then.
Ooh.
Well, it's time to cash in that ticket and let me see what y'all about.
With Bobby Slowick, I am excited about what he just did against Tennessee, because you got the ball out of CJ's hands quick. You were moving the ball effectively. You saw great accuracy from CJ to Nico on those sideline throws. If you do similar to what you did against Tennessee, so much pre-snap motion, play action passes, using the run to set up everything. I mean, I think I am very high on Bobby Slowick after what I just saw. He knows who his starting running back is now. That is Devin Singletary. He knows who's his number one, number two option. That is Nico Collins and Dalton Schultz. Speaking of Nico Collins, Edgar says, question, you think Nico and CJ will be cooking tomorrow on the spots? Absolutely. They've been cooking all year. The last time Nico Collins went against this Colts secondary, he had almost 140 yards, and they will be without one of their starting corners tomorrow,
Really?
Chris Lemons.
Okay.
So he won't be there tomorrow. So that's kind of, and also the Colts secondary is very young. Besides their veteran, what's his name? Kenny Moore.
Kenny Moore, yeah, and he's gonna be
So
healthy.
we'll see Kenny Moore against Nico Collins. I'll take that matchup any day of the week. Nico, it's tomorrow. If he has 80 yards plus, man, in a tutty, we might have something on our hands here. He should also put all the slander away tomorrow. It's not just a big game for Nico. I'm sorry for CJ. It's a big game for Nico. It's a big game, to like a lot of the Houston Texans players who are still trying to prove themselves. Hey, I think Brevin Jordan, does some good stuff on Sunday. I'm sorry, tomorrow on Saturday. Continue to use him in that fullback, situation. Bring him outside, catch a pass. He's fast enough to get yak. Let me see. It's just, I just need it to be tomorrow. I need it to be tomorrow. We are 24 hours away and about 14 minutes from the Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts going at it. And winning, you're in. Loser goes home, and we don't see them again till next year.
Yeah, that is such a. I hate it, right? You absolutely love this game, but you don't want to be the loser, right? You don't want to lose. Like, you've gotten this far, like you've gotten so far with this team that you didn't expect to get here, and now that you're here, it's hey, oh well, like I'm not satisfied. Let's go get this damn dub. Let's go take care of business. The Houston Texans will absolutely do that against the Indianapolis Colts tomorrow.
What?
They will. They will take care of business. They will get the job done. They will succeed. And I do hope that everyone is ready. The whole Texans roster, everyone's got to be ready for this game, man. Like there's no letdown. There's no excuses. The Houston Texans know again. They know what's at stake. They mentioned it last week, man. D'Amico mentioned it. He said, y'all said in the post-game speech, y'all said. So he's talking, the players said they got 8 quarters left. Well, there's 4 down and there's 4 to go. If that doesn't tell you that they're locked in for this game, CJ Stroud, like you mentioned, wearing the Kobe Bryant shirt, the Mamba mentality, he is locked in, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody is got to be locked in tomorrow, 7:15, bright lights.
Score prediction.
I got it. I got the Texans winning by 4.
Ooh.
27-23. It's going to be another heartbreak. It's going to be another nail biter. It's going to be another edge of your seat. The Houston Texans will get this dub, though. The Houston Texans get the win. They get that 27-23 victory. The Indianapolis Colts, at some point in this game, the Indianapolis Colts and Gardner Minshew is going to throw a turnover. He's going to give you a cookie. And that's what's going to change the face of this game, is the big turnover that this Houston Texans team makes. Last week, you got your first defensive touchdown of the year. Hey, sometimes it's infectious, right? Sometimes it's a snowball effect, right, mate?
Stingley pick 6.
I would love a Derek Stingley pick six. I would love Desmond King really needs one. Like he's been, he
Close.
had one. He had one in the Jaguars game, and they reversed the call. Like come on, like that was a touchdown by Desmond King. We could go all the way back to Will Anderson when he popped that fumble in the Steelers game and ran it back. Like we've been knocking on the door for a defensive touchdown.
Desmond King almost had two.
Yeah, he should have had one last week. He read that route perfectly. He needs to get a hold of that ball. There's no excuses. Again, no excuses tomorrow. The Houston Texans get the dub 27-23.
27-23. I'm going to go. I see this game living up to the hype. I see both teams having their moments. Both of these teams deserve to be here. I'm going to go ahead and say 30-27. And I'm going to say Kaimi Fairbairn, who we have both called the best kicker in the NFL. He is going to win it for the Houston Texans like he has done this past couple of games. I feel like we have the better team than Indianapolis, man. Across the board, and we just have to see it. And you talk about earlier, that thing in the back of your mind, can this Houston Texans do this? It's just because we've had almost 20-something years of this team not living up to the expectations. At one point, something is going to have to break, and it will be such a letdown to lose tomorrow. It would.
It absolutely would. It would hurt. It would be devastating. It would be devastating to the Houston fan base, because then you have to go back to, we weren't really supposed to be here,
Yeah.
And you don't want to end your season like that, at least get me to the playoffs, and let's ding, 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 let's get it on, like the Houston Texans. I'm going to believe that they take care of business against those pesky Colts. The Colts are pesky, man.
Yeah, Mario said 40-37.
Damn, that's entertaining football right there.
That's entertaining football. No defense is being played. Harley, it's about that time.
It is.
Everyone, before we get into it, I need you to drop the whats. Until I see 10 whats consecutively back to back, then we will not start this. Harley, you've been doing this all year. You've been hyping us up. I can honestly say, man, for the past couple of years, we have been some of the only hype for this Houston Texans team. And I feel like we deserve to be here, man. The last 3 years were really rough. They really were. And for us to stick with it, and training camp last year, there was an open seat everywhere. You could move up and down and see Davis Mills play quarterback. This training camp, it was different. You had people saving seats. You had people arguing over seats. This Houston Texans team is brand new. Harley, you see the whats. See them all. They want to hear from you. Can you hype us up for this game tomorrow? Let us know.
We're talking about the past Texans.
What?
You talk about the national media.
What?
They took a big old shit on us.
What?
Let's talk about this Texans team.
Come on, Harley.
Let's do things my own way.
Come on, Harley.
We got the Texans 2023 with D'Amico and CJ.
What?
Bright lights. With everybody saying,
don't stop.
CJ Stroud. Yeah. This team gambled on itself at the beginning of the draft.
They did.
They've shown grit. They've shown strength. And they've shown resiliency. There's no excuses tomorrow, boys.
Zero.
LT talked about everyone being a dog. Dog this. Dog that.
Come on.
Let me see the real dogs come out.
Come on, Harley.
If you're going to piss like a puppy, then sit on the damn porch.
Sit on the porch.
Show me who the big dogs are, Rick. Real quick tomorrow. Let me see who the big dogs are tomorrow.
Let's go.
Let me see what LT was talking about when he was calling everybody a dog.
Come on.
Every damn year. Nah, I want to see it this year. Because this year's different, everybody. Let's show them what Texans football is all about. Embrace the fucking swarm. Go take care of business.
History, only few get it. Greatness, only few could call themselves that. The Houston Texans have an opportunity to be both tomorrow. They not only have an opportunity to make history, a rookie quarterback, a rookie head coach, a rookie offensive coordinator to make the playoffs, but they have an opportunity tomorrow to be great, because if you win this game, it will be off of great plays. Houston Texans, if you need any motivation, you look at the Houston skyline. You look at the fans that woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and went to training camp. You look at the fans who were there on Saturday and sweated out of their minds. The Houston Texans deserve this. They've earned this. And they have an opportunity to go in there tomorrow and shock the world like they have been doing all year. You go there tomorrow, you head up to Indy, Houston Texans, and you swarm. You hit every motherfucking Colt that has a blue. I don't care if they're on the field. I don't care if they're in the sidelines. I don't care if they're in the stands. You hit whatever's in front of you. You walk into Indy and you leave, head into the postseason.
That's how you end a fucking live stream, everybody.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, for more Houston Texans content, y'all feel free to follow us. Harley, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me at @the_lead_HOU, the lead Houston. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers. Again, I appreciate everybody that has liked, commented, subscribed. And if you're still here, which I know y'all all are, make sure to smash that like button on the YouTube live stream. And if you missed the live stream, hey, now, if you missed the live stream, go ahead and check us out audibly anywhere on all podcasting streaming platforms, Google, Apple, Spotify. Believe in Texans. Type it right there. BLEAV. Believe in Texans. You'll see Quentin Demps on there, but Quentin Demps is not a part of this show. We've been disrespected many, many times.
You want to talk about it?
You know, we've been disrespected many, many times. I don't feel like we get the acknowledgement from this network. You know, I love everything they've done for us, but I want to be acknowledged.
Okay.
All right. And if you want to get acknowledged, you got to show them who the big dog is, right? Go ahead and acknowledge us, Believe Network. Go ahead and do y'all's thing. Acknowledge us, because when we beat the Colts tomorrow, when we beat them, I want to see some good guests on here. I want them to step it up a little bit. Yeah, I'll call them out. I got no problem doing that.
I'll take you one further. I need to see us put in the national spotlight. Like we should have been on TV. We should have been on SI, and it hasn't. We win tomorrow. We need to start demanding that. Very surprised of the.
I'm not. I'm here. I'm here, bro. Like I'm tired of it. I want some respect, man. I don't want to see no damn Atlanta Falcons, New York Giants, New York Jets. Nobody gives a damn about them. I don't give a damn they're big media or whoever likes the Atlanta Falcons. That's why they got 3 damn podcast platforms. I don't give a damn. The Houston Texans, we should get our damn respect. And they're going to get this damn respect Saturday when we beat the damn Colts. 27-23. Embrace the swarm. Let's get it on.
T said, what does the swarm mean again? The acronym, it stands for special work ethic and relentless mindset that was coined by our head coach, D'Amico Ryans. Yes, I will be doing a live stream. And then Matthew Briggs said, when y'all done, y'all want to come on and talk shit to a Colts podcast? Maybe.
Oh yeah, you're sick.
Yeah, I'm sick. So boys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had 101 degree fever since yesterday. I did not think I was gonna do today's episode, but this is the fucking swarm, ladies and gentlemen. Walk in tomorrow and walk out victory. Y'all have a blessed day.